What happens when we keep the leftover food on the table for the entire night? When we see the container in the morning, we find that it is shared by some new members. Yes, along with the food, we even find fungus growing in the container. So what do we do in such cases? Needless to say, we throw it away. This is because if we consume the food shared by fungus, then we may encounter a variety of health issues. This happens because the food has now turned into a poison for us. Wait a second, how can the delicious food of the previous night turn poisonous this morning? That too only with the mere presence of fungi? The fact that fungi grow over it is enough to explain this. Yes, when microbes of any type take over our food, they release certain substances in it. And these substances are quite toxic for us. And hence we say that the food has turned poisonous. This gets us to the concept of food poisoning. In the simplest words, we can define food poisoning as the ill effect on health caused by consumption of contaminated food. And how does the food get contaminated? It gets contaminated due to toxic secretions by certain bacteria, fungi, parasites, and any other type of pathogen present in it. Consumption of such contaminated food leads to various types of severe infections in our digestive system. So, is there something we can do to avoid poisoning of our food? Scientifically, spoiled food is a result of chemical reactions. Yes, the harmful microbes in our food give out certain secretions that bring out chemical changes in the food. These chemical changes render it unfit for consumption. So can we save our food from spoiling by interrupting these chemical reactions? Of course we can. And the only way to do this is by inhibiting the microbial growth or simply killing these microbes. Either ways, we do not allow the toxic secretions to enter our food. But how can this be achieved? Well, there are several ways of
food preservation, processing of food to prevent their spoilage and to retain their nutritive value for long periods is called food preservation. Preservation of food helps us in the following ways. It reduces the food wastage, increases the storage period, helps to transport food to distant places, helps to store food for seasons when they are not available. Now, let us discuss about some methods to preserve food. Canning. By canning, food can be preserved for a long time, but flavor is affected. In this method, food is heated to high temperatures to kill the microbes and spores. It is then sealed in cans or other airtight containers. Drying. This method is used to preserve vegetables, fruits, and some meats. In this method, water is removed from the food so that the microbes die as they cannot live without water. Curing. In curing, salts or smoke are used to remove water and kill microbes. During smoking, the food is held over a wood fire. This kills the bacteria and molds and gives the food a delicious flavor. For salting, the food is either soaked in salt solution or salt is rubbed on it. The salt draws the water out of the bacterial cells, thus killing them. Pickling. In pickling, vinegar or oil is used which kills the microbes and protects the food. Oil prevents the growth of bacteria. Jam making. Sugar syrup is used to preserve food because sugar prevents the growth of bacteria. Jams stay for a long time without getting spoiled due to the sugar syrup in them. Pasteurization. milk is heated to 63 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes or 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds and then cooled rapidly to 10 degrees Celsius. This kills bacteria which causes diseases. The milk is stored in sterilized bottles or cartons and then sealed. Deep freezing. Food can stay for a few weeks in deep freezers without getting spoiled because temperatures of -18 degrees Celsius or 0 degree Fahrenheit or below can stop bacterial growth. But when the temperature rises again, the bacteria become active and multiply. This spoils the food. Aseptic packaging. The food product is sterilized and then packaged in sterilized containers. This process is called aseptic packaging. Milk can be stored in this way for 6 months without refrigeration.